We start with a live look at the ocean front, and it's the beginning of the holiday weekend.
You can see right there the stage is set for the American Music Festival tonight, but there are some storms creeping in. We've had a few showers already, and more are expected into the evening. Thanks for watching. I'm David Allen in for Regina.
And I'm Janet Roach. And Evan, you are tracking some storms. I hear the thunder.
Right, yeah. David came running into the weather office about 15 minutes ago and said it's getting dark out there. We've got a couple thunderstorms. Not everybody's seeing the wet weather, and I don't think everybody will this evening, but there will be a few showers and storms out there. As we take a look at the radar, really two clusters. One down here south of the Albemarle Sound down towards Turl County, and another cluster here through parts of Chesapeake. And those have just really popped up in about the last hour or so, getting a little bit larger. These have been there for a couple of hours and again producing quite a bit of rain. So let's zoom in here, show you a little bit of a closer look, mainly around the Dismal Swamp of Chesapeake and Suffolk, back through much of Chesapeake. That's where we're seeing some of the heaviest of the rain, and there is quite a bit of lightning, and we can even hear that here at the studios in downtown Norfolk. A little bit of a closer look around Lake Drummond, up towards Deep Creek, along 17, over towards West Landing, Benefit. As you work your way over towards Battlefield Boulevard and Hickory, Great Bridge, you're seeing some of the rain out there and hearing some of that thunder, and it extends up towards the Greenbrier area and up around Volvo Parkway. Also, a heavier thunderstorm through parts of Turl County. That's sort of just been sitting there, and if it sits for much longer, I wouldn't be surprised if a flood advisory is issued because of some of the heavy rain that's been falling down there. For the rest of the evening, looking at a few of these isolated showers and thunderstorms. Again, notice not everybody will see the rain over the next several hours, and once we get closer to sunset and after sunset, I think a lot of that activity would start to wind down. So if you're heading out to any of the Friday night football games, again, we are including a chance for a few of those isolated showers and thunderstorms. Notice temperatures dropping by the end of the game to around 75 degrees. Looking at another chance of an isolated shower thunderstorm tomorrow, but the rest of the holiday weekend not looking too bad. Details on that in the 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Evan, right now in James City County, they're still dealing with damage from last night's storm. You're looking at one neighborhood in Toano. Tree limbs and debris are down on School Lane. One tree took out several power lines. They are still having a few people up there without power this afternoon, but fortunately, no one was hurt.
It was crazy. Like, you heard the transformer go off. This is crazy. And what's even crazier is they were just out here like a week ago connecting power to the new house that they are building right next to my house.
All right, Dominion officials say the tree took down 5 spans of wire. They also have to replace 2 broken poles. We'll have a full report on that damage you see right there, James City County, coming up at 5. Track the weather for your holiday weekend on the 13 News Now app. Check live radar and the most accurate forecast in Hampton Roads. It's free for iPhones and Androids.
Now to a developing story. We have newly released surveillance video before a woman died after a medical emergency at the Portsmouth jail. And this involves the death of Pamela Riddick. Her family's attorney says Riddick should not have died.
And now the attorney is speaking out and demanding answers. 13 News Now reporter Adriana de Alba has reaction from both sides.
That's right, David. And Pamela Riddick died in August of last year. Her death happened under former Sheriff Bill Watson. Initially, the sheriff's office said the deputies on duty that night didn't violate policy and procedures when she died, but current Portsmouth Sheriff Michael Moore recently ordered another investigation into Riddick's death, and tonight the sheriff's office confirms its investigation found deputies did violate policy and procedure when she died. Today, the Riddick family released this video from the jail the day of her death. Family attorney Don Scott says it shows another inmate's hand trying unsuccessfully to get the attention of the jail guards. During a press conference today, Scott thanked Sheriff Moore for being transparent and investigating her death, but he also expressed frustration, saying it's been a year since Riddick died and the family wants answers. He says the family feels Stephanie Morales, the Portsmouth Commonwealth attorney, mishandled the case.
The family has instructed me to renew their request that Stephanie Morales and her office, Commonwealth Attorney Office, recuse themselves from this case. And at this point, she's conflicted out of this case. She needs to get out of the case and get a special prosecutor.
And coming up on 13 News Now at 5, we'll give you details about what the sheriff's investigation has found and what happened to those deputies working when Riddick died. Adriana de Alba, 13 News Now.
New at 4, you're looking at police officers at the scene of a shooting in Newport News. We're told police found a man shot at least one time. It happened near Madison Avenue and 29th Street. Emergency dispatch got the call just after 12:30. Right now, we know someone is in custody, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
New at 4, a Richmond police officer will not face charges for shooting and killing a man in May. We told you when Officer Michael Nantucket shot Marcus Peters on I-95. Body camera video showed Peters running onto the highway while naked. After getting tased, Peters kept running towards officers, and that's when he was shot. The Commonwealth's attorney says in a statement, quote, "The officer reasonably regarded Mr. Peters as a direct threat to his life and to the safety of those around him," end quote. Officer Nantucket will be on administrative leave while the police department finishes an internal investigation.
A Norfolk police officer is recovering after this crash. It happened overnight on Tidewater Drive across the street from Northside Park.
13 News Now reporter Megan Shin has been covering this all day, and she reports police now have a suspect in custody.
This is the mangled mess many neighbors slept through Friday morning.
It's quite day and night.
But around 2:15, Norfolk police officers say a domestic dispute was loud enough for one neighbor to call about the noise. When police came to the Bayview Terrace apartments, officers say a man returned to the complex, driving fast in this blue car, hitting a police car with an officer inside.
The first report, you said Bayview Terrace. I said, oh my God.
One neighbor who didn't want to go on TV told us police don't come here often, but she values the officers' work.
We appreciate what they do for us. You know, they protect us. We should respect them and, you know, not hurt them.
With airbags open in the front seat, our cameras captured the tow trucks driving away the damaged cars. Police say emergency crews took the injured officer and suspect to Centera Norfolk General Hospital. The suspect is in custody, and the officer, who's worked with the department for years, is going to be okay.
Police have cleared out right now, but as you can see, there are still bits of car parts on the ground beneath my feet, and this light pole over here is cracked right in half, with the crime scene tape still wrapped around it.
With the sun overhead, neighbors came outside to see the crime they missed. Sam Ayoyu says he's lived here for 2 years.
It's quiet though. People are friendly.
And the friendly neighbors are feeling concerned for the first responder hurt on the job.
I hope it's still good, you know, he can recover.
In Norfolk, Megan Shin, 13 News Now.
More developing news this time at the oceanfront. You're looking at police on the scene of a double shooting. This is video from one of our VDOT cameras. It happened at 18th Street and Pacific Avenue. We're told someone called 911 just before 2 o'clock this morning. We're told police found the first shooting victim inside a car. The second victim walked into the hospital shortly after that. We're still waiting for an update on the conditions of those victims. The long Labor Day weekend is finally here, and we want to make sure your weekend goes smoothly. If you're hitting the roads, you'll feel it at the pump. The national average for a gallon of regular gas is $2.84 this year. That's up 43 cents from 2017. Here in Virginia, the average cost is around $2.60. Now, the good news is that gas prices are expected to drop. AAA is forecasting a fall average of $2.70. And if you're taking to the skies, you'll have plenty of company. According to Airlines for America, nearly 16.5 million passengers will fly on U.S. carriers this weekend. Today alone, almost 3 million people will fly on U.S. airlines. Monday marks the most popular return day. More than 2.5 million Americans will fly that day. Saturday and Sunday are historically the lightest travel days of the year.
Well, Hampton Roads dealt with a heat wave this week. With high summer gas prices, people asked us to verify if the hot weather affects gas mileage. To get answers, we went to the U.S. Department of Energy and AAA. And experts say hot weather does affect your car. It can help your engine warm up to an efficient temperature faster. Warm air also makes your car more aerodynamic. And experts say hot temperatures cause both air and gas to expand. And that means your car doesn't have to compensate for as much fuel and energy. AAA tells us the summer blend gasoline helps prevent excessive evaporation when outside temperatures rise. So yes, we can verify that hot weather does affect your gas mileage. It actually makes it better. All right, do you have something you want us to verify? Send an email to verify@13newsnow.com, and you can also reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter.